Welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is Zed. Today I'm going to be talking about Zomedica, going with the ticker ZOM. Make sure to drop a like to this video to help this channel grow, subscribe, and leave notifications on. Let's jump right into this one. So, Zoom. I gotta admit I've been a bit wrong about this one before, but I did anticipate that the price would run past or closer to the time of commercialization. Now, the big thing about this one, the product, is Troforma. I'm going to cover quickly Troforma, what I think about this one, where I think a possible pullback might happen, and what price target we might have. So, Troforma here, first with the due diligence part. It's basically an on-desk or an on-top product related to vets. So, I'm just going to read it here. Troforma, a biosensor platform designed to assist practitioners in the diagnosis of complex condition. Troforma offers a complete control over the testing process from start to finish, with highly sensitive and specific immunoassays that allows veterinarians to make clinical decisions faster and begin treatment patients sooner. So it has gold standard results available at the point of care, revolutionary bulk acoustic wave (BAW) technology, cartridge-based testing process requires minimal training, novel assay to ensure a correct diagnostics, compact design for small testing environment, and continuous innovations. It simply goes down as obtaining a sample, putting the sample in the cartridge, inserting the cartridge into the Troforma device, and results are in 20 minutes or less. And this product itself does help with diagnosis between both dogs and cats, so these kind of two families there. And generally speaking, the results of these are within 20 minutes, and it helps diagnose with multiple different things, such as hyperthyroidism and thyroid syndrome. So moving on from there, we already kind of know a little bit about Troforma. It's been there for a while in terms of the PRs. I try to go on towards the latest presentations or upcoming events. I unfortunately failed to find anything, at least even in 2020, that are put on their website. I do know they did have a couple of presentations before in 2020 in PRs relating to that, but unfortunately when it comes towards the presentation, I don't have one that is more on a recent date. Now, the next thing here is moving on towards Zomedica. Zomedica does have a Twitter account, so make sure to follow it if you're interested. It's at Zomedica, Z-O-M-E-D-I-C-A. They put a good amount of PRs here and there, a little bit slow on the PRs, but generally speaking, you would like to have them on your social media if you use social media extensively. Next thing is institutional buyers as well as SEC filings. So starting with the SEC filing, we know that they did reach the regain compliance with NYSE American continued listing related to price per share. Now, on January 18, 2021, the company made available a letter from Robert Cohen, the CEO of the company. They disclosed the recent exercise of its outstanding warrants, resulting in $40 million of additional cash for the company, bringing its cash equivalents on hand to around $90 million, and net of all capital operating expenditures from Q4. Provided an update on the company's planned March 30th commercialization launch of Troforma remains on track. Disclosed that 2021 bonus for all bonus eligible employees other than the CEO will be calculated annually instead of quarterly. And basically, you do have a copy of that shareholder agreement right over there. Sorry, shareholder letter. It's a little bit short, but yet has a good amount of information there. My main thing related to this one is their cash, which basically is sufficient to put them all the way to year 2023. And this shows in that they're going to be on track. You don't expect a pushback from capital-wise or cash that they have, as well as less offering and less dilution. Now, the Troforma thing here, we do know that it is on track to be launched somewhere around March. And so that is an important date. Keep it in mind. I'll refer back to it in a second. The Troforma basically is near commercialization, and that is good there. They do have enough cash, so we've already kind of covered a bit of this. And Mr. Cohen here, which is currently the new Robert Cohen is the CEO currently. Mr. Cohen brings Zomedica more than 30 years of executive leadership and operations experience from medical devices, biotechnology, and pharmaceutical industry. Following his area tenure at 3 multi-billion-dollar medical technology companies, Mr. Cohen built shareholder value at a series of smaller organizations. As CEO, the board of directors recruited Mr. Cohen due to the successful track record in building early stages companies and developing launch a series of medical devices and biotechnology products. Mr. Cohen will continue to drive the completion of the development and commercialization of the company Terraforma, the point-of-care diagnostic platform. Now, the other thing here, we already kind of know about Mr. Cohen there. Now, Mr. Morley's title is now from President to Chief Medical Officer, and that was effective all the way back in August 17th, 2020. Now, institutional buyers here. We get to see on the 29th, we have Intracoastal Capital taking in 2.4% of the company's capital. Following that, we're looking at Sabby's management, and I don't like to swim in Sabby's water, but they have 2.24%. So that's something to be careful of. Now, BlackRock. This is very interesting. They added around 8.5 million shares this last week, and that is a very bullish thing. BlackRock is known to jump in on what's hot in the market, and them recognizing this one is one of these stocks, it gives you a little bit of confidence that you might be investing in the right one. Insider buyers, you have at the same time that BlackRock took some shares, MacLeod Christopher Ross dumped 6,400 shares. Now that is a very small amount, but generally speaking, it doesn't really affect the price market because insiders have been quiet for a while. Either purchase or sales, the 6,400 is nothing more than around, well, maybe at the time they had it at 101, so around $6,600, nothing more. So now before going forward, we need to make sure to discuss about the March deadline date. Now, yes, they do have a massive team. They are ready for this launch, but something to keep in mind before doing so. Make sure to drop a like to this video to help this channel grow, subscribe, and leave notifications on. It really helps my channel a lot, even though you might not think it is. Subscribing really helps boosting my algorithms. If you'd like to join our Discord, it's in the description below. It's a chat room. So now moving back towards the product launch. Before technical analysis, the product launch here, I've seen a lot of companies that have promising products. As soon as they send that product launch, the price dips. And I'm not saying dips tanks to 15 cents. Maybe it will see a massive pullback, but that's all the way in March. So let's discuss the current trend on the technical analysis part. On a one-day perspective, we already seen this kind of pullback from where it was on the ADX above 50 or 72. We've seen it go all the way to around 85 cents, and right now we're back into a very strong trend. Now, the William %R shows this one is heavily overbought and that the MACD is actually looking back to be bullish. It was seeing a little bit of accumulation. Right now, it's back on track, and momentum looks to be strong. The 10 SMA is above 30 EMA, and that's really bullish. 115 to 89 is your bullish trading action zone where positive reversals are likely. The price point is above the 50 SMA. Now, on a 2-hour perspective, things are looking a little bit better as well. You see, this 10 SMA above 30 EMA, that gap is larger, but it's up ahead. So 169 to 143 is your bullish trading action zone. Where it dips on here, you'd probably start seeing positive reversals. Now, the ADX gives you a warning here, says it's way overextended from a while, from the 93 cent mark, or actually even from the $1.10 mark. So be careful here, but you get to see the price point action has been really bullish. William %R shows this one is closer to overbought, and the MACD here looks like it is actually bullish, yet might see a little bit of a pullback here and there. We're talking about accumulation. We're talking about this kind of steps. That is a normal thing, part of an uptrend. Higher highs and higher lows. Now, on a stochastic fast and stochastic slow, what we get to see here is that the price point shows that there is another leg up. Yeah, just to be very careful. Moving average band shows a really bullish move. It's going upwards. Volume has been picking up. 117 on the top, 106 in the middle, and 96 on the bottom. Now, moving on forward towards the chart itself, we can quickly do Fibonacci retracement supports and resistances. 166 is the current support, followed by 139, followed by 120, followed by 101, followed by 78, followed by 40 cents. The only resistance on the Fibonacci retracements is the 201 mark. Now, quickly here, we're going to go ahead and recognize or highlight quickly some price line actions for significant supports. 184 seems to be a very strong one. Below there, you're looking at 150. Below there, you're looking at 140, 128, and then it dumps a little bit down to 117, and then 111, a very, very strong one found in here around 101, 97, and then 87, and then 79. Now it comes to the question too, is there any trends that we can see here? Well, if we go on to the 5 days, 2-hour perspective, the price line action or the trend line would probably look something like this, and it's way below it. So what you can do here quickly is try to identify where that current channel lies. This is the current channel. And then from there, it actually just jumps right back up into some kind of an uptrend. It goes right above here. That's normal. We'll probably stay like this for a couple of other weeks before it goes back to the bottom channel. But that is usually what happens. Now, generally speaking, trading-wise, I think this one will probably continue on to see higher highs. Now, be careful off a massive pullback. That can be something painful as long as it stays above the 150. And basically, every time it jumps, the previous resistance becomes a strong support. And that is your basically trend or identification of an uptrend. Now, generally speaking, Zomedica, I'm not bearish on this one. Neither am I so bullish on this one. I believe in the product. I believe in Traforma. It's just that it worries me because I've seen a lot of product launches that even if they're good product launches, the price sells. So a lot of traders on here than investors. So if you're investing, be careful. Keep in mind the price line action. Keep in mind that, you know, probably by the time you invest, if you invest probably Monday, you probably see a little bit high. Make sure to sell if it actually drops below the previous strong support. So in this case, maybe 149. And it's a little bit of a higher risk investment. If you're trading, look for volume. As volume has been increasing, as soon as volume decreases, that might be a warning sign. Generally speaking, this one can probably see 250, can probably see $2 again. It's an interesting product. I know I've been saying before, I think around $1.40 is going to see a pullback. It did around see that sense of a pullback, but generally speaking, I'm more bullish than bearish. What do you think about this ticker? Make sure to mention down in the comments below. Share, subscribe, and like. Have a wonderful day.